Now screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay, fine, Kailash. In this session, we saw about this migration, data migration from SQL Server to Azure. First, we're going to saw about this SQL Server to Azure database using DMA tool.
Hmm.
Okay, first here, my screen is visible, Kailash.
Yes, it is. It is visible.
Okay, fine. First, we need to create an on-premises environment. That means we need create a VM virtual machine. Then we need to download the SSMS and SQL Server and DMA tool. These three things are the required things to perform this operation. SQL Server to Azure database. These are the image representation of how to install this things and how to perform this task. First, we go to the SQL download page and choose the SQL developer version. Just download that and start. Just click that MSI package and give the next. Then select the after clicking that SQL package, you can see like this image. Just we need to select data engine service. This is important thing. We need to select to perform this operation. Then after this, give the next button. You can saw this named instance. Here where we need to give our name. Named instance means this is our server name in future. Kailash, this is audible. Hello.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, then give the name. Then give the next. The fifth step is after this data engine configuration, we need to give the select this authentication method. This is a two authentication is there. One is in Windows authentication mode, and another one is SQL Server authentication. Using password, we need to do the authentication. If we select we can able to do two authentication method. First, we select the Windows authentication mode means it authenticated using our Outlook account. If now here we select this mixed mode, that means we provide the password to authenticate. Then we need to add the current user of this system. Just click this button, add current user. Then automatically it's take. Then give the next, here the next button is there, give the next button. Then it's moved to the next page. Here it's showing like that. Check the name. If you give this sorry, after just add the username, this dialog box is displayed to you. Just check your PC name is correct and just give the OK. This will be added to the user. Then the seventh step is this is where the root directory where these SQL data are stored in our local system. This is the address. If you need to do any changes, we can modify that and the data will be stored there. Then the step 8 is final step. It's ready to install that SQL. Just give the install button. Here this install button is there. Just give that install button. Then move to the next step. The installation process is ongoing here. After completion of this installation, once completed this everything fine without any error or any issue, it's showing that like this succeed button, succeed, the status showing this succeed manner. Just after that we just close it. And next one, we need to install this Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Already I previous slide I showed to you. These are the three softwares we need to perform these operations. My SQL, SSM, and SQL Server and DMA. Now we already saw how to download and install SQL. Now we're going to saw about this SSMS, Microsoft SQL Server Management. Just we go to this Microsoft Server Management page and click this download. After just click install button. Then there's packages unpacking and ready to installing it. The installation take nearly 2 to 3 minutes only. After that installation process complete, it's showing restart the system. Just we do a restart for this configuration. After that, go to the start menu of the system. Just here we can saw about this icon. This means Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Just we double click that, we can access that SSMS. After that, log into that SSMS. This images, the dialog box is displayed to you, like means SQL Server. This is the login of the SQL Server. Here, what we need to give means, when we install the SQL Server, we give the username and password for that SQL name. First, we need to give the username of this SQL Server and password, and select the authentication mode. Previous slide, I explained about that authentication slide. Just give that password, and login for the username SQL Server is SA is a constant for each and every server. Just we select the SA, then connector means it will display like this, your name and your name of this server, and databases of the server and SQL Server agents, or it's showing the like this. If this pop-up came up means you are successfully connected with that SQL Server. Then SSM is connected with an SQL Server. We need to perform the operations like that, create query, or else retrieve the query, or else migrate the query. We can able to do. SSM is just a tools. We can fully access the SQL Server. Now here going to saw this. This is my database. I'm already created this database code Binex. This is the codes inside as I'm written it. This command is executed successfully manner. Now we using this DMA tool, we going to migrate. Here this next slide showing to you how the data is executed. Here successfully the data is executed. This code Binex data is located in my server one. That means SQL Server on local on premises. It's located. Now we move to Azure database. For using moving my data to from on-premises SQL to Azure database by using the tool of DMA, data migration assistant. Just we go and download that, install this tool. After installation, just double click on that icon. Then you get like this same image like that migration. Here we need to just select this migration button, then give the project name, and select the source server. Here I am selecting SQL Server as a source server, and select the targets type. Target type means it is Azure SQL database. What I need to migrate means schema and data are going to migrate. Then click the next. Then give our source. We need to DMA want to detect the local server uh, of our PC, SQL server. Just we give the system name and backslash, and give the server name. Then select the authentication type.
Jagdish,
Yeah.
just little bit zoom so that the image will be clear.
Okay, fine, Kailash. Visible?
Yeah, Jagdish, it is visible now. No, no, it is.
It's
Yeah, it
fine.
is fine now. Yeah, it is fine.
Okay, fine, Kailash. Here, this is after clicking DMA, then we can get it server name. Here we need to fill up the server name, and select the authentication method, and username and password for the server. Just select this, and then just give the connect option. Then the process moving to next slide. Here we can saw what are the now this system is connected, DMA is connected successfully with an SQL on premises of an SQL. Then only we can visible this what are the databases available in this our SQL server. So here DB1, JK, and new DB, the three things are available in my on premises setup. Now here I am going to migrate this. What are the things we need to migrate? Just tick out and select it. then connect with an just give the next button here next button is there, then give the next button. Now this source connection and data selection is completed. Now it's going to the next step going to connect with an target server in target SQL database. Here we need to create a we need to fill out this server name. It means Azure SQL Server. We already created an Azure SQL database in an Azure portal. Just we copy that name and paste it and select this authentication SQL authentication third and give the username and password and just give the connect option. Just give the next button. Then we need to select the objects which objects we need to migrate. Just I'm selecting these two things and just generate the SQL script. If you select the generate SQL script means like this the scripts are generated and just click the migrate data. The button is displaying here migrate data. Here this migrate data is displaying here. My cursor is around up that migrate data. Just click that migrate data. We can showing that migrated successfully. After that migrate data, this is showing this migrated successfully in that box. Okay, now we can completed our data migration from on-premises SQL Server to Azure database. Now we can go and check with an Azure database how the data is migrated successfully without any corrupted or anything else. Here this is an Azure SQL database snippet. Here this we created the SQL previously. I created the SQL database. Here I'm this is our server name and everything. Before that going with the login, we need to set up this server firewall. See here server setup firewall and go click the setup firewall, then move to the down slide. This is the Azure setup firewall image. Just this is an add IP. Just click that add IP and this our IP is added, or else customized IP we can able to give to access this Azure database without any firewall restrictions. After save this firewall IP, then move to this Azure login. Then only we can able to log into the Azure SQL database. Here this is an SQL login page. When we go to the query editor in this SQL server, just we can see the like this page. Where during the creation of an Azure SQL database, I'm giving this login name and username and password. I'm use that username and password here. I'm type SS and my password. Just click OK. It automatically log into my Azure database. This is an Azure database. If you go to this query editor, it's showing the table. Double click on the table. We can get a what are the data migrated. All the everything are stored in this Azure database. Just double click on that. I'm here going to double click and click that point and select the editor. Select 1000 query editor means it will be running this stored data. Just click the run button. After that, the successfully the migrated data are running. So we successfully completed our data migration from an SQL server to an Azure database. These are the some YouTube links and how to install this for the reference. I just pasted it here. If anyone needed, just kindly use this things. Kailash.
Okay, yes, exactly.
Okay, Kailash, this is about this only these things about the Azure SQL on-premises to Azure database migration. This is first part completed. Now we moving to second one. We're moving to migrate the database from 2020, that is a SQL Server upgradation is now we perform this server upgradation from SQL 2012 SQL Server to 2016 on-premises SQL servers. We're going to saw migrate our data from SQL Server older version of Server 1 to new version of Server. Here this topic name is to migrate a database from 2012 SQL Server to 2016 on-premises SQL Server. This is nothing but just a server upgradation. We moving our data from SQL Server 2012 to our new latest version of 2016 SQL Server. Just first we need what are the prerequisites for this means. First we need to create the two VMs to for install the two one is 2012 SQL Server and install 2016 server on VM2 respectively. This is visible, Kailash, to you. Hello?
Yes, Jagdish. It is visible.
Yeah, okay. This is MySQL 20. We are going to download and install that Microsoft SQL Server of 2012 server package in this VM1. This is a page I'm showing to download this my SQL Server 2012. Just click the download button. After download this image, you can see like this. Just open that folder. You can able to see like this setup this inside this folder. Just go inside that and double click on the setup. After that double click on that setup, you can display like this box is displaying to you. Just click that new server standalone and add features to this installation. Just click on that. Just before that, just click this installation in this SQL Server. Just click the first option. And moving to the server installation, as usual, my older video I'm saying like that how to install the migration. This same thing happen in this video also. We need to give the next button and select this SQL Server name, instance name, that is server of this VM1. Just give using this select this mixed password mode and give the password and add the current user of this. Then I did not change anything in this root directory storage location. Just leave it as it is as default, and go to install that. After this installation process completed, finally you got the display like the succeed images succeed. Download the run the SSMS setup. As usual, there's a after completion of an Microsoft SQL installation management, just connect with an SQL Server. First, here we connect an SQL 2012 server with an SSMA in this happen in this on-premises setup of an VM1. Then we create this databases and run the databases. Here, if you during this thing, if you get an one error means network interface error. Here I mentioned that error. For that error, you need to rectify this. Go to this service and just start this server, MySQL server. Kailash, it's visible to you.
Yes, Jagdish. It is visible.
Go to this SQL server, MySQL server, and just check with that all this server are running SQL server 1 and as my MS SQL, and everything is on the running state. Make it correct. If everything completed means it's fine. It will not showing any error. Then after that you get a firewall error. So we need to add a new rules to then uh, add the inbound rules. TCP port 1433 and UDP port 1434. these two ports we need to we should add the firewall as to allow this thing. Just give this allow that. After that you need to check this final check to connection. Go to the SQL Server configuration manager, just click the start button and type this SQL Server configuration manager. You will display that. Then go to that and check with all the services are in this running state, and moving to down slide. If the services are in not running state, just go to and start the services, and go to down of this server, just enable, check with the enabled TCP IP and named pipes or in the enabled state, because this states or disabled means it's not running properly. We can't able to connect with that SQL server. It's showing some network interface error. uh, these are three things or only the reason for this network interface error. We can sort out this. Smoothly we can connect with that SQL server. Just I create a 1434 UDP and 1433 TCP allow connection here. Then I'm going to download this my DMA here, data migration assistant. Here I am selecting migrating. Our concept is migrating 2012 SQL Server to 2016 SQL Server. So I am here. I am selecting SQL. So just selecting this migration option, and project name. I am typing this migration, and go to the source of this server type. Here I'm selecting this SQL server, and our target is an SQL server on Azure virtual machine. So I choose that Azure SQL server on Azure virtual machine. Just click the create button. Here that's the next step. We moving to next step. This is a migration step. This migration step, we need to specific the which server to which server we need to migrate our data. Make sure this connections are in this same network, or else just I'm giving this source server details. I'm giving the VM1 and SQL Server authentication, and select that, and select that certificate, trusted certificate I have installed in my trusted certificate in my system. Then like the same target server details also we need to give. Just select this authentication type. The next step what we need to do means just go to a desktop and create a one shareable folders. That shareable folder should be accessed by on both side. And DM1 means server SQL server 2012 and SQL server of 2016, because the server can accessed by both SQL server this file. Then only the backup was stored in this file. Just we go to this, click the file and sharing option, go to advanced option and select this shareable file, and make sure it's permission for everyone. Then click OK. Like the same target machine and source machine, we create the one shareable file. It should be in a network file. It should be in a network file path. This is a path of the network. This is a file path of the network path. Here, after if it's successfully completed in the network path, it's showing like this disk send. It's our source path. Here we going to give this source of this shareable network. Before in this previous slide we saw about this send this network path file. I give this send here, and tick the copy mark and give this destination path and select next. After that we need to login name and everything, whatever we need to select, what are the things we need to migrate, just we select everything. This login name is why we select the login name, and everything means if we select the login, it migrate this our username, login and password also to the new server. This the migration is going. After completion of this migration, you can now go to this SQL Server of 2016. Just refresh that server and log in. Here our DB1 migrated data is successfully stored in this from SQL 2012 server to 2016 server successfully. That's it. That's about this SQL upgradation. Kailash,
Ritesh.
any doubt in this session?
The like we create share folder. Can you explain
What things?
like how permissions and about all like can you first we create shared folder in both the VM.
Yeah. First, you need to create a empty folder in this both VM,
Mm-hmm.
source and target, and go to this file share. Just right click and go to this property and file share. Give the file share access. If you give that file share access, it automatically displayed in this network path like this.
Here it is.
Yeah, like this. This is the network path. Network location, it's automatically stored in network location. If we give that network location means we can access by the both server.
Okay. In the next step, we just
Yeah.
scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is step 23.
Okay. What query?
We give source file share network location. We have to share this location then in the DMA.
Yeah, Kailash. First, we need to create a two network shares. Okay.
Hmm.
Like first, this is our source file. So that's why I'm just create send. I give the same name and give the file share access to this file. Like the same, vice versa, we can create this one another file in that VM2. That is a 2016 server installed VM also. Just we need to give the, after that we can get the, if we open that property, we can saw like this is our file share, network path file share.
Mm-hmm.
This double slash vm one and one single slash send.
Shared.
This is this address of this send. Like the same side, we can also have a receive part, target machine also we can same file, similarly we can create a, just copy that also. Now we can move to this DMA part. If go to DMA, here in this location, here it's asking this shared location accessed by the source and target server for the backup operation. Okay. Here we are giving this server one, means send location back address. Here we are provided. Then click the copy checkbox, copy database backup to the different location on the target server and restore from. After that, here after ticking, here one box is displaying that, there we give the received file share. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that, click next mark. It's going to next stage of this operation. Before that, we need to select what are the DB1 Cosmos DB1 we going to migrate. Just I select that. And moving to here, what why we need to select this login name and everything means, if we the login name and password also migrated with the schema. That's why you migrated. After this, like this migration is ongoing. After completed migration, showing this successfully migrated, then you got the The database is updated into 2016 server. That's it, Kailash. Any doubt in this now?
No, Jagdish.
Okay, fine, Kailash. We're moving to next topic. Here, SQL upgradation is complete now. Okay, Kailash, my screen is visible.
Yes, Jagdish, it is visible.
Okay, this is our third doc. We're going to third process. Migration database from MySQL to Azure database for MySQL migration. We are going to migrate our database from MySQL to Azure part.
Mhm.
Here first we need to download and install the MySQL. Here I'm showing. I'm installing this at 64-bit MySQL in my system. After installation start, if we click this button, it's showing this choosing the setup type. Here I'm going to choose full option. Just click the full button and give the next. Like click the after this check requirements, after click next, then click next again. Also it automatically download what are the things required. After the completion of download, it's showing like this. Then click next. This is the networking part of this MySQL. Here I don't know, I don't change anything in this. I just leave it as it is. Here port is 3306 and export is 330660, and they select the TCP IP and give the next button. And here we give the password for the MySQL workbench. Just I give this like same, we give this password to this MySQL and reconfirm this password and go select this add user. Here our current user is added with that. Then just select the standard system account and click the next button. After we need to give this username. This here I'm giving my username root and password. Just click the next. The final stage of this MySQL installation, we came to the slide. Here installation is complete successfully. Just we give this finish button. After it's showing like this, welcome to MySQL workbench. This is our source data. Then move to this Azure. By using this, we're moving to Azure database for MySQL server. Just we go to create an Azure portal and just type Azure my database for MySQL server. After click create, just we can see the like this. Just click the single server option, create single server option. After that completion of the every filling basics requirements of that, we can display the MySQL database for MySQL server. This is our MySQL 010 is our my database Azure SQL database name. Here overview, here this our database name and our admin login username, everything is show displaying. I'm just highlight that things, as a server name and server admin login name. Then we move to this. Here we can overview this. Then we go to the connection security. Just go to the connection security and add our IP and click this allow access to Azure services and save that save it. Now we creating our target machine. Here we set up is target machine. Just create a target MySQL. This is my target machine where I'm going to store my migrated MySQL database on premises to Azure MySQL database. Here in this host name, we need to put our Azure SQL Server name. This is our SQL Server name. Just we going to put our Azure SQL Server name here, host name, then give the username. We already highlighted in this Azure overview box slide. This is our username ss at mysql 0 server 010. Just I'm going to give that name and store our password in that. Just click the store in wallet. We give that my password and make the validation. After completion successfully, just make the here test button is there. Just give this test connection. This connection is established or not. Just connection is established means it's showing this successful connection is established. MySQL is displaying. Just okay that. And how successfully I have created this target database in this MySQL workbench. Here target MySQL is displayed. Now we moving from our source database, we just log into the target database. Here I am showing that there is nothing database inside that our target database. So this is the fresh database. We're going to migrate from an MySQL on premises to Azure SQL database, MySQL database. Just now going to log in this. This is my on premises MySQL database. Just go to MySQL Workbench. Here my database schemes are displayed. Checker migration, Shakila, and schema one. This word, this or this five, six things. I think six things is displayed in the schema. Just we going to migrate these things means just select this database option is upward and select this migration wizard option. Then after clicking migration wizard, this dialog box is displayed to you. Then here we need to just click the start migration. Here we need to select the source. Here we migrate from MySQL. So I'm selecting source as a MySQL and localhost is localhost and username is password and I stored my source password also. Just click next. Here we need to select the target. Previous slide I'm showing to you. This target is created. We select that target and click the next button. OK. Now we are just involved into this MySQL Workbench data migration. First, the fetching schema list is showing to you. Then after that, just click next. We need to migrate to schema selection. Schema selection is nothing but we need to select the what are the schemas, which are the things we need to migrate from this MySQL on premises to Azure MySQL database. Here I'm selecting everything from this on premises. Okay, here reverse engineering is process going. After completion, just click the next. Just select these objects, which what are the things we need to migrate that. Here, this is manual editing is come. This is the important part of this migration part. Just we here it's showing this. There is a no migration problem found and two warning found. Okay, fine. There is a no migration problem found means there is no error in that. Just showing this two warning migration problems. Then give the all objects. Then check this column mapping. This is an export of manual editing because why this two warning error is showing means this two objects are already previously I stored in that already migrated the target database. So it's showing like that. It's overwriting like that. just uh, just click that next button. We are moving to the target creation objects. Just click that next button as it is, and creating schema is ongoing now. After creating schema is completed, or data transfer setup is complete. Here two things there. Create a batch file to copy. Here create a shell script. Now we here going to create select that online copy of database from target or DBMS. Just click the first option and move to the next options. Bulk of data are going to transfer here. Bulk data is transferring. After completing next, finally migration reports came to in front of you. Just migrate workbench, what are the things and give the summary about this, what are the things or migrated in that previous slide. Just now we're going to check how the data is migrated successfully or not. Just going to the target machine. Here I'm going to log in my target. Okay, fine. Everything all successfully migrated. We can see the Shekila is one of the migrated scheme from source to target. Now I'm checking go to this is successfully data are migrated or not. Just I click table and click an actor and run that. Okay, successfully program is executed. That's it in MySQL to Azure MySQL Server data migration. Kailash, any doubt in this session?
Do you find any error at any step, like what precautions we have to take that step, like any step?
Sorry, I did not understand what you were.
Like at any step, did you find any like error which was hard to resolve?
Basic things is after installation of MySQL, we need to go to that server, service, and check with that services or running state. Make sure that every states or running state. Then here only you getting error means
Which step?
sometimes setup MySQL sometimes their access is denied. No, if this box is not enabling means we can't able to access that. And as well as we need to add the IP in this step. Then another one thing is make sure these ports are enabled state. Then we need to check this object is existing or not. Which object we going to transfer. We check it existing or not. That's why you're getting error, or else never you getting error in that any step. Just we need to migrating completed.
Okay, Jagdish.
Okay, fine, Kailash. This is clear to you.
Yeah, Jagdish, it is.
Okay, three things we completed. We are moving to this fourth one. Here we completed SQL Server on Azure VM, then Azure Database, and Azure SQL Upgradation. Then another one thing is what we need to do. What?
SQL Server managed instance.
No, no, that's covered by Siddharth.
So
Wait a second. I will check it on the. But wait a second. Yeah, the another part is MySQL to Azure Database.
using DMS.
Yeah, DMS. There first we created a data migration. In this talk, we saw about a data migration from on-premises SQL Server to Azure SQL, virtual machine SQL Server. In previous slide, we saw about the data migration assistant. Here we saw about this data migration services. As usual, we need to create this two VM. One VM is considered as an on-premises SQL Server, and another VM is considered as an on-premises of Azure VM. Then creating in the on-premises environment and download and below mentioned softwares SSMS and SQL Server and install into both VM. You're going to download this SQL Server and check, click the check mark of a data service engine and click the next button and just give out this name instant. This is our server name and chooses mixed mode of SQL Server authentication and give this password and add our user. Then give the next and the final step. Everything is successfully completed. Then here our SQL server migration server is successfully installed in this both VM1 and VM2. Then next step is we need to install this Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Just go to that after installation of MySQL management. Just go to this start button and click that Microsoft SQL Server Management and run that. And as usual, we going to log in our SQL Server. Just after giving this username password, and after that this dialog box is displayed successfully connected to that data is then creating data and execute the data successfully. The data is my executed. Then we need to move the here. Now we using this DMS. We going to migrate. Just log in with one Azure portal and here I'm gonna log in my Azure portal. This is my just type in this marketplace Azure Database Migration Service. Uh, just click the create button. Here I'm giving this my basics details as a student account and select my account and resource group, migration names and location, and select this service mode as an Azure and click the review and create. Then select to a networking part. I'm select my network as a DMS or SG VNet and review, click create. Then we successfully created our Azure DMS data migration services. Here in the overview, we can see our status in online. Now it's in on working state. So now we're moving to the next slide of that. Here, after creating this Azure database migration services, we creating the new project. Just we give the project name. Here I'm giving to project name as a migration. Then select the source server type. Here we selecting this SQL server. Then we our target is Azure SQL virtual machine, and that type of data migration is offline. Then create and run activity. Then SQL Server VM of offline is wizard is displaying to you. Here we need to give us our local server name, SQL Server. Then only we can able to detect that. Here I'm going to give this my on-premises SQL Server name, SQL Server 01, and select this authentication type, SQL authentication, and give the username SS, and give my password, and select that both encryption type, and check out this trusted certificate, and click that next target, select next target. If you click that means you're getting error like cannot find the certification or like that. If you have a certification, you never get the error like that. If you get this error, I not found that certification means another step is to how to create the certificate. This is the query to create the certificate. Just open your PowerShell of the system. Just copy these things of certificate, just paste into the PowerShell this total command, and after that your certificate is generated. You're going to just give this control plus R. You can open this control button, run button. Just copy this and paste it. You can open your certificate manager. You can go and download the certificate in the certificate manager. Here the certificate manager is displayed after opening. Here going to the sprint personal certificates, you can able to download here. Here just right click on that, going to all task, and here export certificate is there. Click the export certificate and click with an export key. Successfully after creating download or exporting the certificate, we need to install that certificate in the current user. Just click that current user, and the certificate will be installed. After, just select the certificate path where we need to install that. After successfully installed, it will be running our system. Now we just going to the login. Now here another after giving that, another error you are facing means error 53. That means SQL's connection failed. After you can facing that SQL connection failed. Kailash, it's visible to you.
Let me a little bit zoom.
Okay, fine. Now it's visible to you, Kailash. Kailash.
Yeah, Jagdish, yeah, it is visible.
Okay, fine, Kailash. After just creating install certificate, just we click that server 101 SQL authentication. You're getting like error like this. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, Jagdish, yeah, continue.
Okay. Just now we encounter this error means we just go into the service and check that this SQL server, all the servers are in the running state. Before that, we have in the disabled state. That's why we getting that error. Now here going to change that every SQL servers and everything in this running state. We getting the error in this. We encountered error. Then we need to add the port means 1433 and 1434 UDP. We need to add and allow that connection here. As go to the services and go to the inbound activities of firewall. Just create a new rules and added this to the IPs, and go to this SQL Server management. As usual, we just enabled our shared memory and name pipes and TCP. If you completed these three activities, you will rectify this error as SQL server is not found. Then finally our target, it's taking our target of that VM2 is our target. Just / and give the server name server 02, and select this authentication method type. Here we need to select this source database. This is my source database. In previous slide we created the JKK is in our source database. We select that checkbox. After that configuration migration setting, here we need to give the network share path of that VM2. Like the same file sharing method, we can create that own file share network file and create that VM2 and slash target. And this is a default thing. No need to change that because this is a file data store location. After that, click to next summary. Here we need to ask that what's the project, what's the migration name. Just I'm giving to migrate make hyphen prj1 for this summary. Here our target server name is displayed pm2 server 02 and target server version is SQL Server 2019 and that also displayed. Here our source server is displaying. Check it, everything is fine. Then create the click the start migration and the data will be migrated here to there. Now we successfully migrated using DMS to then one VM1 to VM2. If you go and log in with an VM2, here code bin X, JKK, these three databases are shown in that target machine. That's it, Kailash. Successfully migrated using this DMS. Hello.
Yeah, Jagdish.
Any doubt in this session?
No, Jagdish.
Is it clear to you?
Yeah, Jagdish, it is clear.
Yeah, fine. We're moving to this next one. I think so. I completed almost everything. Fine.
Jagdish.
Okay. Thank you, Kailash. This is session is going to end.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Kailash. Bye.
Thank you.